I remember the day I left, and I knew when I was leaving, I was going to be a changed person. My father's family was dysfunctional, and he grew up in a very violent family. One little thing would spark off animosity or anger in the home, and I know it's affected all our family. I became so fearful of my father that's all I ever knew. And I remember my father telling me at 5 years old or 6 years old that I was stupid, and those words resonated with me. When my father came, he ruled, and he ruled with an iron fist in our family. So I had no point of reference because I felt like when I was at home, there was trouble. I always believed that when I got something good, something bad was going to happen. My father never showed me what love was. I had to make love up. I had to go out into the community and find love. So it was very difficult growing up. It was very difficult trying to get some traction and understanding about life. When I played soccer and I didn't play soccer well, I didn't have anybody to tell me it was okay. I didn't have anybody watching me, and it's not a pity thing. It's just that we didn't have that love, and love is everything. It was strange because I thought leaving Canada, my father dying in 1978, that the fear would leave. I would leave that all behind in Belfast, but it didn't. My character followed me. Everything that I thought I left behind had followed me, and it took me into panic attacks, and I started to feel depressed. And I came home and my family was in the kitchen, and I just sort of fell to my knees and I cried, and I said I couldn't do this no more. I just couldn't do it. And everything that I brought, everything I thought I escaped from, just followed me. And then starting to accept that maybe this is just as good as it's going to get for me. It can't get any better than this because I've tried a different country. I've got a wife. I messed it up, right? I've got kids, and I believed at one point that I wasn't as good a father as I should have been or should be. And getting a job at Ford and the pressures of working at at an assembly plant that size, I think that was the final straw that broke the camel's back. So at that point, I just asked God. I said, God, if you are who you are, if you're real, then show yourself to me. And I never thought anything of it. I was angry at the time. I just wanted God to show up. And then through 2006, as I said, I started traveling up and down the highway, and I seen this cross. It was illuminated in the morning, and it says, God loves you. And I'd go there and I'd start talking to God, praying, God help me, and God this and God that. And I just started seeing it every day. It was just over a period of 4 or 5 years, and Jacqueline and I started asking questions. Jacqueline was looking for a church. She was looking, she was searching, she was asking questions. And when she seen this service, she realized that that's exactly what she wanted in her Christian walk. So I was away with Ford, and she'd called me at the hotel, and she said, I found it. And I didn't know what she'd lost, but she'd find something, right? So she'd find Central Church. And she was so excited, so excited. So then she says she's going to church. And I said, oh, okay, I'm not going. And she said, well, I'm going. So went reluctantly into Central, and of course I was pleasantly surprised with the welcoming committee, and then I get into the service and the lights went down and Bill was talking, and it was like the whole auditorium went silent, and I felt like there was one light that shone directly on me, and Bill looked at me and he said, you're not stupid. And it just resonated through me. I felt like 700 or 800 people in the auditorium had left, and Bill was only just talking to me, and those words resonated in me. I couldn't stop thinking about, I'm not stupid, I'm not stupid. Then I realized that people were transparent, people were honest, people really truly cared, right? And that's what I got from Central, was that caring, that loving, nurturing, it's okay to open up. And from that, the church the way it was really accelerated my faith. And I know that He's there, I know He understands, And I know that everything I consider to be bad in my life, he's starting to use for good, because the fear is starting to peel off. The anger has left me. The depression has left me. And I'm just rising up. And I know that God has made me wonderfully made person. And I'm not who the world has defined me to be. I am who God says I am. And that's the most important thing for me right now, is taking off the mask and seeing me for who God sees me as, and not as who everybody else defined me as, and the lies that I used to believe, because I'm not stupid. I am wonderfully made, and I'm not depressed. And the person out there that hears this, that thinks they're depressed or they have a mask on, take the mask off. Take the mask off and get down to who you truly are.